You gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, I know when to walk away, I know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing is done. An old Kenny Rogers classic there, When the Dealing's Done. When the Dealing's Done went in today, capped off a very good day, nearly an awesome day. Put up to 7 last night. I'm conscious of the fact that it's hard-earned money that people are betting on, and they're following my tips. But I had those 7. I had actually 10 picked out yesterday, and I went on. I said those 7. I said they have a great chance of being placed. And I thought of all the days that I was doing in a cume, that cume they may be all placed. And for on the prices last night, a 250 a cume, the 6 of them to be placed throughout the non-runner Rashun was paying 228 for a tenner each way that I done, just paying 9.14. What happened? A Talis Bay, who I was really sweet on today, let us down. You know the old saying, there's always one. But not to worry, we had a good enough day. Salmania got the ball rolling in the first race. I thought at halfway, oh my God, did he leave it with too much to do again? Because Jesse Harrington's horse wasn't going to be stopping. But he got him up and he won sort of snug enough by a neck. Eventually, it's a decent little horse that, you know, it had very good runs in its armour. Inishmore Prince, the rain got into the ground, made difficult for that. I thought they might pull that out actually, because it had won his 2 races in Dundalk. And as well as that, he veered over to the wrong side. If he stayed behind, he'd have still finished 5th or maybe 3rd. He may not have beat the winner. But the young lad veered off to the far side, which was the wrong side of the track to be on. Emirati Anna ran a good race. Not as good as running this year, but that Menzel, I backed that a couple of times. I had the forecast in that race actually. Meant to say that last night and I forgot as well, because that was clearly the danger. Then a Talis Bay, I don't know what happened that, because it's not that bad of a horse. It was 3rd in this race last year. It ran a really good race, but the ground seemed to be awful. It looked like potato field after it had been harrowed and ploughed and everything. I don't know, maybe that was the excuse. There was something wrong with the run anyway today, but that let us down for a ton of money. And then we had a deadly one, Mr. Rango. The rain suited that. I actually was in Roscommon and I heard a reliable studier of the form said he had got word for it, so I had another few quid on it at 8. But won well. I was watching the last video of that and I had it wrote down. I said, yeah, that'll with a step up and trip. And that'll win again too. And I said that could go over hurls in time. And then when the dealing's done the business in the last race, absolutely hosed up. That's the ability that I thought that horse had from last year, and that's why I picked it in the Stewards Cup this year. But as someone pointed out, the trainer had said that they had a rushed preparation to get it to the Stewards Cup, and it was back in form the last day, 2nd. It'll go up a few pounds, but it's a decent horse that. So not a bad day all round. A few newcomers on the bus today, and any of the newcomers, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 2,000. We're at about 1950 now or something. That's a good few years ago. Trying to get to 2,000, and we'll have a bus party then. Colin Page was with us today, and David Bibby. Brian McHale was in his jovial, jocular mood, giving me a dig about the Roscommon referees. Actually, it's not as bad as that video went viral, but the guy that he didn't hit him and he didn't headbutt him. He actually pushed him, and the referee was turning sort of one side at the time, and he was off balance, and he did fall, and I think he did hit his head, but there wasn't a strike. All the matches are off. There's politics going on between the referees and the county board anyway as well. They're looking for more money, and there was 7 or 8 red cards rescinded last year that the county board didn't back up the referees. So there's more going on than that. They just use it as to their advantage. So, but fair play to the man behind them, because there's too much. I'm umpiring a lot of games, and there's too much abuse to all the officials, and it's coming from the sideline, and it's coming from people that should know more. You know, I won't get into it anymore. Grace Walsh, she got rid of one Walsh. That's why I thought she may be double barreled. She's single barreled. Robbie O'Malley was a great Meath footballer when I seen his name. A great Meath footballer, wing back a few years ago. Robbie O'Malley, he was a duster, an all-star, or all-star. Martin Thorpe and Jessica Delaney were first-time members on the bus, as was Paul Lay. Very generous man. He had a couple of bottles of Harvey's Bristol cream with him, and he went straight to the bar looking for glasses. Tomorrow, the York, the 2:55, a listed race over 6 furlongs, 9 declared. Hands up on the bus that thinks to know where I'm going. Oh yes, a lot of hands up down the bus there. Prisoner's Dilemma for Johnny Levins and Don O'Connor. It won for us impressively on the 13th of August in the Curragh. Tipped it up at 13-2, went off 3-1 favours. It absolutely hosed up. It was rated 103 at that time. It's up to 109. It actually is the highest rated in the field now. He's won 7 out of 28. He seems to be on the improve, even though he's getting older. Don O'Connor wasn't riding him the last year, but he has rode him of the 28 starts. He's rode him most of those. Now, it's not that simple as you'd expect in a listed race. Primo Bacio is a Group 1 performer. I don't think it won a Group 1, but it ran very close in the matron and races of a mile and 7 furlongs. But it hasn't ran over 6 furlongs since November 2020. But lots of trainers are doing that nowadays. They're dropping the classier types that can't win a Group 1 or 2, dropping them back in distance. And this is down in class. I see there's money for it. It's 5s into 3-1. Maybe a small little reverse forecast with us. Gale Force Maya's in it as well, but I think we might have the measure of that. I backed Prisoner's Dilemma yesterday with William Hill at 5-1. Had a good cut at it now at 5-1 each way. There's 9 in the race. It's best price now at 4-1, I think. But we have to stay loyal to it, and hopefully it'll do the bizzo. I didn't get a chance to look at Mondays yet. I'm going to do that now because I'm not going out tonight. I dropped a crowd off to a wedding in the Abbey Hotel, or dropped them at the church, and they're gone to the Abbey Hotel, and I have to pick them up at 2 o'clock. That'll be some fun, trying to load them. I'll want the cattle prodder, I think, with me, and I have to bring them around the country then, bring them home. So it could be a 4 o'clock or 4:30 job when I get home. But I have a couple hours now anyway, and I'll spend to see what I've got for Monday. Anyway, thanks for all the nice comments the last few days, and thanks for all the banter and everything, and the winners that was tipped up as well by other people. Don't overdo it. Just put up a couple of that you're keen on. Don't be overloading the thing, because it only gets confusing. And try, if I have tipped a horse in a race, you may be right in going against me, but stay away from that race. Or if you see something up already, just stay away. Don't be putting up, if there's one selection up by somebody, give them the benefit of the doubt and let them at it, because it's all about opinions anyway, racing, isn't it? Anyway, over and out. Bash the bookies.